Welcome back, trainers. So we have another very long video here in which we're going to be taking a look at a few different team compositions, but mainly we're going to be looking at the Melmetal, Togekiss, and Poliwrath combo here. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'll have the IVs on the side. As you can see, my Melmetal's IVs are absolutely horrendous. Just wow, horrible. But hey, we went with it anyways. It's a shiny. Let's go. So I decided to go with the Melmetal lead because of the Giratinas, the Togekiss, the potential Venusaurs, as well as Articunos, and it does really well against those. Swampert, it does not do so well against. Superpower is going to do okay damage, but you're going to lower your defense and attack. I'm also going to be throwing the Melmetal in combination with the Cloyster that we did use yesterday that I freshly made as well. That is also going to be a shiny, just to see how they perform together here. So let's go ahead and just take a look at these battles here. We're going to be able to farm down with the Charm. We have a Snorlax in the back, and I think we're looking okay. We're going to be throwing the Melmetal in here to catch the Body Slam. Not very effective here. And since we still have one shield left, I think we're going to be okay. So we're going to let the Machamp do its thing. Unfortunately, I was not able to get off that superpower there, but that's okay. We're going to be able to go in here with Togekiss and just farm down, expecting a potential Rock Slide, so we're going to be shielding that up. And by the time we're able to get to the Snorlax, we're either going to be able to Charm down or get to another Ancient Power, I really hope. Alright, so we're able to get to another Ancient Power. Let's see how low this brings it. Snorlax is fairly tanky, so we can't really rely on that. Is Body Slam going to take us out? Or are they going to hit us with Heavy Slam? Body Slam, and what's it going to be? A double KO. So that's going to be the first time I use that, and I still don't understand why both trainers take a loss there. Maybe we can do a rematch. Maybe both trainers can just get a win. Anyway, so we're starting off with Giratina Origin form here. So we're going to be making a switch into our Poliwrath. Yeah, I mean, Melmetal's not going to be looking so hot going up against it. The reason why it's going to be doing better going up against the Giratina altered form is because usually people are going to be running Ancient Power, which is Rock, not very effective, and also Dragon Claw, which is not very effective. So they make a switch into Togekiss, which is actually going to be able to take us down. And we're going to be just going back in here with our Melmetal. We still have 2 shields at this point, and we need to potentially look out for Flamethrower, but we're taking the Togekiss out, so I guess that's out of the equation at this point. So we're going to be going with Superpower and then look to potentially switch out here or continue on. Taking that, and we're able to get off another superpower. That was very close there, and it's not going to be doing very much damage because, well, our attack has dropped here. Going to be going back in with the Togekiss, shielding this up because we do want to keep that Togekiss healthy for this Giratina here, and we're pretty much taking them out with quick moves, giving them very little opportunity to use a shield, and they still have 2 shields left, and we take the win there. Alright, so let's see what we have going on. We're met with an Articuno. This is great. Expecting a potential switch here, so we're going to go ahead and get that ready, and there they go. Into Swampert, in which we're going to be going in here with Poliwrath. This was pretty much what it was meant for, kind of like that safe switch. Getting hit by Earthquake does hurt, but that's okay. We're either going to burn shields or take them out, so there's that first shield there. If we get hit by a Hydro Cannon at this point, it should KO us, so we're going to go ahead and shield this up and see if we can get this to connect with that Swampert, and we do. As you can see, it still has plenty of health left, so what we're going to do is shield this up and then go ahead and go for Ice Punch and see if we can get another shield out of them. And then we'll just go back in here with Togekiss and Charm down, and that will take care of the Swampert threat to my Melmetal. So at this point, it's a shieldless game, so getting a little risky here. So we're just going to go in with Togekiss, gain some energy. As you can see, they didn't really do much, expecting that Articuno to enter back in. And that's fine. We can take this Ancient Power here. Or Icy Wind, I should say. Does a lot of damage, though. Ow. So Ancient Power is going to be almost taking it out. And then we're going to be making an immediate switch. And what they have in the back is a Snorlax. So we're going to gain a little bit more energy because, like we've discussed in the past, when you go for Superpower, not every time, but a lot of times, specifically for this circumstance here, we want to build up to 2 of those so we can hit them back to back. Because every time you use it, it is going to lower your attack and defense. Therefore, we're going to be less vulnerable for being hit extra hard by a charge move in between those attacks. So for this next battle, we are met with a Swampert. So we're going to be switching out into our Poliwrath, and then they're going to be switching into their Armor Mewtwo. This is not looking so great for me, so I go for an Ice Punch, decide to go for a Dynamic Punch, and hit a great on a not very effective Pokemon. That's awesome there. We're going to be letting this go through, and it is going to be a Rock Slide, not very effective. So we're able to actually get off another charge move. Let's see if we can potentially hit Excellent now. All right. So we still bring the Mewtwo pretty low, and we didn't have to expend a shield at this point. So thinking that there's potentially a superpower, or should I say Dynamic Punch, on the Mewtwo, we're going to go ahead and shield this up, and there it was. That would have done a lot of damage. Even though Armor Mewtwo doesn't have the best attack, that's still going to be hurting the Melmetal quite a bit. And we're going to be going for that and making a switch into Togekiss to absorb this Dynamic Punch that they were potentially going to throw, and there it was. So that was a good switch there. They're going to be going back into Swampert, and we still have one shield at this point. So we got to preserve the health on this thing, because we do not want our Melmetal to see that. Unless they do burn their last shield, then we could potentially just hit them with a Rock Slide to finish them off, or go for a Superpower. But a Superpower is not going to be ideal, because then we're going to lower our attack and defense and be stuck with whatever's in the back. So what we're going to do here is make a Desperation Rock Slide attempt, which is obviously not going to KO. And we're going to go for another one here, since we have so much energy, and just hope that there's something in the back that we can handle. And they're going to be going in with Togekiss. This is good. We're going to gain a little bit more energy than needed. Let's see if we can pull this off. All right, so that's going to hurt quite a bit. We're going to be able to get to another Rock Slide, because it takes forever for Charm to get to any sort of charge move. And Mewtwo comes in and goes down with Thundershock. So we're able to take that one with Melmetal in the back, pulling out the wins for us. Although it was a collective team that helped pull this. Now we have something weird. We have snow with no snow on the ground. I don't know what's going on. So we switch, and then they're switching into Venusaur, which is okay. Usually we're going to burn a shield or two, potentially, depending upon how I felt with the lead situation and what I think they may have in the back. Ice Punches are going to be hurting Venusaur. We can't take a Frenzy Plant unless we're at full health. Even then, it's going to be very devastating to Poliwrath. So since we're going to be able to do a lot of damage back, we decide to just go ahead and go with our shields. So it's a shieldless game. Can we get to another Ice Punch? That's really good here that we're able to do that. Both shields are down on either end. We're going to be switching into Togekiss to absorb this Frenzy Plant. Not very effective, but still hurting quite a bit. They're bringing in a Steelix here, so come on. Really need to get to that Flamethrower. Expecting a crunch that was really quick. It is going to be a heavy slam, but Dragon Tail not doing that much damage. We're actually able to get to a Flamethrower, and this will be going through, doing quite a bit of damage, but they do take us out, and that's okay. We're going to be able to go in here with, I do believe I go Poliwrath or Melmetal. Okay, so let's see here. So absorbing that, I mean, Poliwrath could have taken that a lot easier. I think I was looking to potentially catch this. All right, so we're getting a lot of energy. They're going in with our Poliwrath. We're going to be able to go in with our Poliwrath and absorb this Dynamic Punch. We're going to be going with Melmetal, and at this point, it's Superpower all the way. So that's one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this one off, folks. That's two, and almost to a third one, so that was pretty close, but hey, you can't win them all, and we go down there. All right, moving it into the next one. So if you guys do enjoy these long videos, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll continue to bring you some Go Battle League battles. So we're actually going to be switching up the team really quick. This is going to be happening periodically throughout the video, where I just kind of switch up the team randomly. So we're going to be going in with the Cloyster here. We know this is great, and funny enough, we're met with another Cloyster, but let's see how this plays out here. So we're going to be going for Icy Wind, just continuously doing that here. But I do believe something changes, and they go for a Hydro Pump. So that kind of threw a wrench into the whole situation. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, we're going to lower their attack again, but at some point, it's going to be very obvious that I'm going for this, but we're going to have to go for a Hydro Pump. Because the difference between gaining energy for Icy Wind and Hydro Pump is very different. And if you're going for an Icy Wind, you're going to go for it immediately. If not, then you're probably going for another charge move. So we're going to go ahead and go for this Hydro Pump. Neither of us have used a shield at this point. And what's going on here? And we have a double KO Cloyster. That's pretty awesome. All right, so Cloyster's down. Shield's up. And we go in with the Poliwrath, and they're going in there with the Gyarados. So the Dragon Breath is going to be doing neutral damage and chipping away quite nicely. The Crunch, which I'm expecting, is not going to be very effective. So we're going to let this go through because we need to preserve those shields. We don't know what they're going to have in the back. So we're just going to go with Ice Punch, which is going to be doing nice damage to that flying type. Then we're going to be making a switch into Venusaur. Kind of, I don't know if that was necessary. I think I just did that impulsively to preserve the Poliwrath with the Ice Punch in the back for potentially, I don't know, something weak to ice, right? And we're going to be shielding this up, and I think we can farm down at this point. And Venusaur is going to have a lot of energy. So we have a shield, they have a shield, and it's a Swampert in the back, and we have a bunch of energy, so this is pretty much our game here. So that was their last shield, and this is going to definitely KO the Swampert. Good old trusty Venusaur. Let's go. All right, so moving it on to the next battle here. Shout out to everybody who I did go up against. Awesome battles. So we're met with a Honchkrow. Very interesting here. Getting ready for a potential switch, but I don't think I should at this point. Togekiss would have been okay, but that Dark Pulse, wow, does a lot of damage. But we're going to be able to retaliate with super effective damage right back and spam it a little bit quicker here. So let's see how this all plays out. So they're double shielding their Honchkrow. I think we're going to definitely preserve our Melmetal here, gaining a little bit of energy. And they make a switch, and we're just going for Rock Slide systematically. And it's a Caesar. So, I mean, that still did good damage. So we're going to be switching into our Poliwrath here. A lot of people are going to be running Night Slash. And there it is. Not very effective, although they can get the attack boost. I do believe they get it. It doesn't show it, but I heard it. So it was right there where they got the attack boost. But this is going to definitely be taking them out because they're shieldless. They do bring in the Honchkrow, and I figured, should I shield this up? Yeah, let's go for Ice Punch right after that. This should be enough to KO. Honchkrow is very glassy, but extremely strong regarding attack. So they do have a Giratina in the back, and that's fine because, well, we're running a Togekiss. So we have no more shields. Ancient Power is going to hurt, expecting that right now. Let's just hope nobody gets the boost, or they don't get the boost. So they hit us with that, and more than likely another one. But that's perfectly fine. We have Melmetal, we have Poliwrath able to go in here and put in work and finish this off with a good old-fashioned Ice Punch to that Giratina. Alright, so now we're going to be using Cloyster, Venusaur, and a new mix-up, Blastoise, guys. So we're running 2 water types. Just wanted to test this out to see how it would work. And it was okay. It wasn't horrible, but you know, it's got its weaknesses, right? So we are met with a Melmetal, and my kind of safe swap was Blastoise-ish. Like I said, just a test run, so it does have Ice Beam, so coverage against those Giratinas, potential flyers. Well, if it was a flyer, I'm just going to go with basically Hydro Cannon unless shields were down or something. So they do switch into Venusaur, got a good old classic fight here. Kind of wanting to get to that Ice Beam, figured it wasn't going to happen, and I'm not going to burn a shield. Could have potentially went for Hydro Cannon to chip away a little bit more at the Venusaur, but I decided to let it go down and preserve that for later. I'm going to be going in here with the Cloyster. We are taking super effective damage from the grass moves, so we definitely want to shield it up. It's kind of like a double threat there, so they're doing super effective, we're doing super effective, but we're going to be able to gain the upper hand. They're going to be switching into Melmetal. We're landing the Hydro Pump and switching into Venusaur to catch this Rock Slide here, and that Melmetal is just a goner. They're going to be switching into their Giratina, and Venusaur can chip away. As you can see here, it's not as tanky as the Altered, but if they do get a Shadow Ball, it's game over. Ominous Wind is even going to hurt, as you can see here. Shadow Claw doesn't take us out. We're able to get to another one. Let's see if they use a shield here. They do. Now this is really good because my Cloyster does have an Icy Wind ready to go, so we're going to be able to basically farm down after we get it off, because I'm expecting them to shield this up. Let's see. And they do, and we're going to town. Well, they're probably going to be able to take us out with Ominous Wind here, but we did lower their attack, so we should be able to... Oh, Shadow Ball. All right, I take that back, and they beat me. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Alrighty, on to the next one here. Good game. So we're going with Cloyster again. We're met with an Empoleon. This is not good. You do not want to see that. So I do make a switch into that Blastoise, and yet again, we're met with the Venusaur. Alrighty, there's no algorithm. Alright, so we're just going to continue on here. We get an Ice Beam, but they shield it. And now what? Of course, Frenzy Plant. So what we're going to do is potentially go back in here with Cloyster. Seeing that there is an Empoleon in the back, it would be wise for us to just use the Cloyster now, shield it up, and try to get that Venusaur out. If they try to make a potential switch, then we'll go into our Venusaur and see if we can make do with that. So we take out the Venusaur. They still have a shield. Now, what we're going to do is let this go through because it takes forever for the Empoleon to get to any other charge move other than the Hydro Cannon. So we're going to be going for a Hydro Pump and hopefully trying to land this, and we do big damage. Great. So we're going to be making a switch into Venusaur here. And yet again, this was a little bit quick, so we're going to be letting this go through, and it's not very effective. Perfect. They're going to be switching into Togekiss, and this is great for us. Now, we're not going to be going for any sort of bait at this point. We're just going to go for the Sludge Bombs. Because potentially, what if they let it go through? Then, well, I guess I could have gone for another Frenzy Plant because, well, they do so much damage to it anyways. So at this point, we're going to shield up, and we should be able to farm down, have enough energy for the Empoleon, and then hit it with the Frenzy Plant and take the win. And that's exactly what happens there. So good game. And let's see what we're going to be using for the next battle. I do believe I'm still going to be going with the Cloyster and Blastoise. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. We're met with a horrible lead here, so we're going to be switching into Blastoise with this test team. So Blastoise does have a good matchup against Registeel and also Swampert. So pretty comfortable here. Let's see what we can do with this pretty wacky team of Cloyster, Blastoise, and Venusaur. It's not bad, but it definitely does have its weaknesses for sure. So we're going to let this go through. Another Hydro Cannon, potentially trying to bait our shields here. Blastoise is completely maxed out right now at level 40 in the Ultra League. So pretty tanky Pokemon. And doing decent amount of damage as well with that nice Community Day Hydro Cannon. So we're going to be able to farm it down. And watch what happens here. Devastating. Togekiss comes in and I don't tap on my charge move. And the Charm was able to take us out so quick that we wasted all that energy. That was a lot. That was a lot. So unfortunately, we're still in a good position, but we could have done so much more damage or pressured with the shield. So they're going to be making a switch into the Registeel here. Not great. So we're going to be switching into Venusaur. Potentially should have got off an Icy Wind, so I could have maybe got off an extra Frenzy Plant onto the Registeel here. So Venusaur can put work onto the Registeel in the Ultra League, but once that Registeel hits its second charge move, the Flash Cannon, and you have no more shields, it's not going to be good for you. If Venusaur did have a shield, then it'd be able to almost take it out. So let's check this out. And we go down, obviously. So go in with our Cloyster here, and I wanted to get to a Hydro Pump, but I felt like they're going to hit us with a charge, so I just go for a Desperation Icy Wind. They're switching into Togekiss, so yep, little mistakes like that, not hitting the charge move right when it came out, costed us there. So good games. Moving on to the next one here. What lineup are we using? We're still going with the Cloyster, and we're met with our first Kingdra. Very nice here. So we're going to be doing neutral damage, and that Dragon Breath is really hurting us. We need to lower that attack ASAP. So we know that Octazooka doesn't take much, and they could potentially be trying to bait us here. So what I do is let it go through. It's actually an Outrage, and it does a lot of damage, unfortunately. Should have shielded that up, but you know, like we always say, woulda, coulda, shoulda. So we're going to be going in here with the Venusaur, seeing that water is going to not really do much damage to Kingdra whatsoever, being water and dragon, so extra resistance. So we have this Charizard here. Now, this isn't great because they're going to be able to just counter us, and we need to potentially beat this Clefable with energy or health or a shield. Let's see if we can do any of that, because the Venusaur, not looking great. If we can potentially get off both those shields, go in there with the Blastoise, do a little bit of damage, and then potentially hit a Sludge Bomb on the Venusaur, then also that would work. But as you can see, yeah, not looking great. So our only chance at this point is to farm down, bait the shield. We could have went for a Sludge Bomb here. After this potential Dragon Claw, I didn't want to take the chance, so I just shielded it up. Hopefully trying to get the shield. They know better, which was very good on them. And unfortunately at this point, they're going to easily be able to take us out. So, hey, I tried. This team was just a test, and we're just having fun with it. So let's see what team we're running. Back to the Melmetal, Togekiss, and Poliwrath set. So let's see what we have going on here. Really enjoyed this line. To be honest with you, I really wish I didn't practice with any other team and just use this all day. So we were trying to potentially switch there. All right. And the game decides to finally let us switch into our Poliwrath, this horrible switch mechanic. I've had that happen to me so many times where I'm trying to switch and it hits a charge move. It is so awesome, wasting energy. So we're just going to go for that dynamic punch here, and it gets through. They have one shield. We have 2 shields. And I think I'm going to shield this up. Yep, definitely would have taken us out. And we're going to gain a little bit more energy than needed and go for another dynamic punch here. Let's see if they decide to commit, and they do. Very interesting. So we're going to be going for an ice punch and just, bring it really low. And then, they're switching into Giratina, and we decide to keep on going with our Poliwrath here, hitting it with an ice punch, potentially able to get to another one. They're either going to expend the energy or let us hit him again with an ice punch, and they decide to use that energy there. We have Togekiss ready, and also Melmetal can go up against the Giratina easy money. Well, it's okay. It's an okay matchup. Togekiss has to look out for that ancient power, but the charms are going to be just ripping and tearing into it. So we get them down, we have energy, and we also have a shield, so they bring in Articuno, which shields down. So yeah, ancient power is going to be doing a lot. We're going to be making an immediate switch to catch this icy wind here. It is going to lower attack, that's fine. The Melmetal is pretty much gone. And I was thinking, should I farm this thing? I don't want it to hit me with like a Focus Blast. That would be just the worst. So we just decided to go for Superpower. And since we have enough energy, we're able to just tap on a Rock Slide, and we don't even have to hit any of the bubbles. And we take out that shiny Articuno. Moving on to the next match here. We're met with another Articuno. Let's go. Keep using them. Bring them. Let's get it. All right. So we're going to go for that Rock Slide, and expecting a shield out of that for sure. Now, once they lowered my attack, they'll be able to take the Rock Slide. Still going to hurt, but yeah. So they decide to switch into Muck, and I was actually wanting to go into Poliwrath. That was a misplay. Now I have to play it out. So we shield up something that's not very effective. Now expecting a potential super effective move. It's Sludge Wave, and of course they take us out. So we're going to be going in here with Poliwrath and going to try to salvage this. So let's see what we have. That's a Dark Pulse, so nice. That was a shield bait. We let that go through, farming a little bit more energy than needed. We're going to be going for an Ice Punch because we don't need to go dynamic. We take it out. We have a bunch of energy. They're bringing in a Togekiss, and we have a couple of Ice Punches ready to go for that. But what we're going to do is switch into Melmetal immediately and go for that Rock Slide. Because they have an Articuno in the back, we're comfortable switching and knowing that we will still be safe. They do bring in their Articuno, and ooh, this is going to hurt. And it basically one-shots it. We're able to even gain a little bit of energy because we didn't KO. And now we're going to be able to hit the Togekiss with Rock Slide here. We need to look out for Flamethrower, but we have a shield left, so we're looking great. All right, on to the next battle here. And we're met with a Swampert. This is not good. We're definitely going to be switching into our Poliwrath. And, ooh, this is where it's like tough to call. A lot of people like to go for the hard-hitting move or bait you, so you never know. So they hit me with the Earthquake, doing a lot of damage, and then switching into Giratina here. But it's okay because we're going to be able to do good damage with the Ice Punches that we did have all built up here. Bringing it below half. Are we able to get to another one? We are. Expecting a shield at this point. No shield, and they're pretty much just gaining as much energy, and they're just going to hit us with whatever once we enter back in. So, going to go Togekiss. I wanted to go Melmetal, but here's the thing. They would have hit us with that, yes, and then not very effective, but then they would have went in with the Swampert, and then we would have been in a bad position. This way, they're going in here with the Snorlax, so let's see if we can, play around this. So we're going to be absorbing this. It's not very effective Body Slam here. They're going into Swampert. They still have 2 shields, so not good. Let's see if we can get a shield out of them. And they didn't give. Oh, that wasn't good. At that moment, when they didn't give up the shield, I got a little nervous. Already was nervous, so we let that go through. I'm thinking, okay, can I do this? I need the boost. Please, please give me the boost. There's no boost. Okay. Although we do get it one time during this video. It doesn't seem like it's occurring like it used to in the preseason, which I'm grateful for because it was getting a little OP. I would get it like once every 4 matches, and same with my opponents. Seems like it has been toned down. I don't think they touched anything. It's probably just the odds. So they're able to take the win there. Very nice. So we're going to be going in with Cloyster, Melmetal, and Poliwrath. So let's go ahead and try something a little new here. And this is a great lead. So far, so good. Let's see if we can maintain that after they do make a switch. They're deciding to stay in here because, as you can see, the charm is doing a lot of damage to me. But that is going to be reduced after I do lower their attack here. We're definitely going to be shielding this up. A very worthy shield because they're not going to be able to get to another charge at this point. And preserving the lead is going to be key here. So they are doing a double shield. We're able to survive with a sliver of health. They're able to take us out immediately, which is perfect. All right, so we have a shield and they are shieldless. This is very good for us. And we have a Poliwrath to face off against that. So we're going to expect an Earthquake. That's okay. We'll just hit it as much as we can with great dynamic punches. Yuck. All right, so we're shielding this up. Doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, it's going to be a Hydro Cannon there. Yeah. Getting a little bit more energy than needed and going for a dynamic punch. We definitely want to take this out. And what do they have in the back? It's a Giratina. And what do we have? A Melmetal. And this thing is going to be able to put in work, especially because we just did an Ice Punch to it. So we're looking even better. Now, Shadow Sneak would help it out, I guess, a little bit, maybe. Not 100% sure. That is going to at least be hitting Melmetal for neutral. Otherwise, the Ancient Power as well as the Dragon Claw are not going to be very effective. If they get the boost, then yes, they will win. So let's just hope they don't get the boosts, right? Well, I'm hoping they don't get the boost. And they're able to get to another charge. This isn't going to KO. It's going to be very close, and I should be able to get to a Rock Slide here. And we do. That was a close one. And Melmetal pulling it up clutch for us. Good up against those Giratinas there and those Togekiss. Fantastic. Love it. Moving on to our next opponent, and we're about halfway through on this video, folks. So it looks like we're still testing out the Cloyster lead here, and we're going to be switching into our Poliwrath. And they're going into Giratina. We've seen this before. The Registeel, the Giratina on a team here is usually that safe swap, and Poliwrath is able to handle that Giratina. It's not going to be a guaranteed win, but you're going to definitely be able to bring it low enough to potentially farm with the Pokemon that you do bring in, and then have a bit of energy for whatever they do decide to go into the battle with next. So I'm going to just continue on here. As you can see, it's a pretty neck-to-neck battle. Nobody has shielded anything yet. And they finally decide to use a shield here, and I'm able to get to another Ice Punch, which is great. So they used a shield. We're getting to that. Now they're fairly low. Are we going to use a shield? I don't think so. I guess not. I don't know what I'm talking about. I decide to keep it healthy and switch into Melmetal to absorb whatever and also have energy for whatever they do bring in. So I guess good play, but unfortunately for me, it is going to be a Swampert. So we're going to go for a bait. And they don't give, and we're going for another one here. At this point, I should have just went Superpower. Superpower, and just let it take me out. Maybe even shield this and do a couple more. Oh, hey, okay. Superpower, please tell me I went for it. Nope, they're able to get to another charge move, so we wasted a shield there. We survive. We have energy. Wow, what is going on here? What was I doing? Playing all kinds of silly games. So Poliwrath goes down. There's no more energy on the Swampert. Cloyster is full health. But this is still not good. Because Focus Blast and game over. Can we get to Hydro Pump? Oh man. So what are we going to do? Go in here with our Melmetal and Superpower everything? They still have one shield. We can't win this. We have, what, like 1 HP on our Melmetal? If they had no shields, maybe? They let it go through. Alright, yeah, it's game over. We tried. And also, if I called my Melmetal Registeel throughout this, forgive me. It's been a long day. Alright, so we're going to be going back in here with the Melmetal, Togekiss, and Poliwrath. Let's see who we have next. And we're met up with the trainer that beat us yesterday because we got greedy on our energy. Let's see if we can get our revenge. So they're starting it off with an Articuno and making a switch into Giratina, and we're going to be going straight into the battle with our Togekiss. That thing gained energy very fast, and obviously we're not going to shield it. Now check this out. You might be thinking I'm crazy. You would think I would want to shield this up and then farm and then have energy for whatever they had, plus the Articuno. But I let it go down. So I was, as this happened, I was kind of thinking that was slightly a mistake. I don't know exactly what I was trying to do here. I wanted to save the shields. I felt like I was comfortable and I had an idea what they might have in the back. And it's that Swampert. So we have the Poliwrath and we still have 2 shields at this point. So I mean, let's see if we can pull this up for letting that Togekiss drop without shielding. And having a bunch of energy as well. So they're going to be hitting us with the Hydro Cannon, trying to potentially get the shield out of us. And we're going to be shielding this up, and it's an Earthquake, so good call on both accounts there. We're going to be going for a Power-Up or Dynamic Punch and bringing them fairly low, and then we're going to be able to get to an Ice Punch here. And it's going down, and then they have the Articuno only in the back, and I make an immediate switch into my Melmetal and not taking any chances at this point. So they use their shield there, and I do decide to let this go through. And so they hit us with an Icy Wind. They're hitting us with a second Icy Wind, so it's going to be able to take the Rock Slide here. Let's see how well it can take the Rock Slide with the additional damage done to it by Thunder Shocks. Pretty significant. That is pretty awesome. So tanking the Rock Slide, but we're able to get to another one here, and we're going to be taking the win. Good games again. All right, so moving it into our next battle, we're met with a Lucario with our Melmetal not good. So we make an immediate switch into Poliwrath, and they're going into Muck. All right, so at this point, I was kind of happy. So Poliwrath can handle this and both the Lucario, so I kind of wanted to preserve this to some degree, but I also have Togekiss in the back that can handle the Lucario as well. So they're hitting us with Gunk Shot. That would have definitely probably taken us out. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be going for a Dynamic Punch again. We get them out. They're going to be going in with Lucario. I decide to let this go through. It is a Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, I thought they would maybe be baiting us, but we're going to just go in here with the Togekiss and expecting a Shadow Ball, but I'm going to let it go through. Oh, it's a Power-Up Punch. So they're trying to bait us. So they have energy and a decent amount of health on that Lucario, so we still need to worry about that. So we're going to go ahead, and I was trying to switch into Melmetal because we do not want to get matched up with that with our Lucario. So preserving our health on the Togekiss here, going in with the Melmetal to absorb any sort of charge move coming out of the Giratina, easy money. Overcharging, so we can have some ready to go for that Lucario, maybe a, I don't know, superpower to take it out. Hitting it with a Rock Slide, hitting it with another one, so it can't, I don't know, maybe I should gain a little bit more energy, to be honest with you. So we get to the superpower. We're not going to hit it. We know they're going to shield it up because that's their last shield. And they take us out, so they gained energy. At this point, they have a Shadow Ball potentially, and there it is. And we're able to take the win with one charm. So very nice. Good game there. All right, moving into the next one, and we're met with a Swampert. Yet again, something we don't want to see. We know what the drill is. Go into that Poliwrath, and they're going into the Togekiss. So this is okay. So what we're going to do is, I think, let the Poliwrath just go down, get as many Ice Punches as possible, and then go back in there with the Melmetal. Gain energy, and I don't think use a charge. I think we're going to have to shield because we can see a Flamethrower. And then when the Swampert enters back in, maybe go for superpowers. Or we're going to just do the complete opposite of what I just said. All right, so let me explain something. There's like two versions of myself, and I don't mean to be all weird, but basically there's the in the zone me who's playing the Go Battle League. And then there's the editing me where I put the video together, watch it back, and kind of observe and have the insight of what is going on here, but it's not like in the moment mindset that I had. So that's why a lot of these plays I'm miscalling and it's something else happens because, you know, I felt a different way at the time and was completely focused. So just want to get that out of the way there. Anyways, we have the Melmetal versus Giratina matchup here. And this is favorable for us, although they do have a shield, so we need to look out for that, obviously. We have enough energy to get off too. Let's see if they decide to finally pull a shield here, and they do. Finally, let's go. We're going to be able to still absorb these charge moves like nothing here. Although they will add up eventually. They're going to be making a very nice switch into Swampert. We decide to let it go. Alright, I was expecting something like that. So we have very low health here. Ooh, I think I should have just charmed down. I was hoping for the boost here, that, to be honest with you. But I should have just charmed down, honestly, in that situation. Are we going to get the boost? Are we going to get it? Oh, no, we don't get the boosts. So we go down in good games. Moving it on to the next one here. And we're met with a Venusaur. This is good for us. We will resist the Frenzy Plant, the Grass, the Sludge Bomb, the Poison, so we're fine. Although it hurts, it still will hurt, but they decide to switch with all that energy on that Venusaur, so I have to worry about that and make sure our Poliwrath does not see that. So going in here with the Togekiss up against the Giratina, we just have to kind of look out for the Ancient Power and hope they don't get any sort of boost. We'll let this one go through while shielding that other one. We're finally able to get to our Ancient Power here. and they're going to let it go through. In comes the Venusaur, and they were able to farm it even a little bit more, so that thing is absolutely loaded and ready to destroy whatever comes at it. Probably going to be within my best interest to go ahead and go in here with the Melmetal and go immediately for that Rock Slide to put the shield pressure on. So they're finally using their first shield. We have another Rock Slide ready to go. And we did not see that switch. They switched into Snorlax there. So we're going to be switching into our Poliwrath because we do not want to get matched up with the Venusaur with the Poliwrath at the moment with all that energy. And this is just a better matchup for me. As opposed to using the Melmetal and going superpower and lowering our attack and defense, we can just go Poliwrath and just hit it hard with that fighting type damage with the dynamic punch. And we're able to take it out and gain energy as well. So they're either going to have to, okay, use that shield. Let's see if they just let it go through. And they do, realizing the game is pretty much over for them. Moving it on to the next battle here. I'm really loving this team. Melmetal, Togekiss, and Poliwrath. So we're met with a Cloyster. And this is a good thing for us, folks. So we're going to be able to get to that Rock Slide extremely fast. This is going to be doing super effective damage. They decide to shield it up, expecting them to let it go through after they do get off an Icy Wind, because, well, the damage is going to be reduced at that point. They're making a switch, and there we go. We're going to be going into our Poliwrath as well. So since they did gain quite a bit of energy, I was kind of fearing a Solar Beam, so I did shield it up, and they got me. And so we're just going to go ahead and go Dynamic Punch, and that is getting through, doing a lot of damage. At this point, we can farm down. We're going to just shield this up, whatever it is, expecting another Solar Beam, but it is just a Blast Burn. But that's fine. Since we are able to farm so much, we have a ton of energy ready to go. In comes Giratina. We're going to be able to hit this with at least... How much health do we have? Oh, man. So 3 right off the bat. So that's 1, 2, and then almost a 3. And we're going to be able to easily take whatever they throw at us. And we're getting to another one here. Just chipping away. They decide to finally use a shield there. Great. So they're shieldless. I had another Ice Punch, but unfortunately they were able to get their charge move off first and take us out. That's fine. We have the Togekiss in the back. We're just going to be able to go in here, take them out. And Cloyster's in the back, and they decide to just contest the game. So we take the win there. Good game. Moving on to the next one here. Felt a lot of tension through the phone for this one. I don't know what it was, but just felt the tension, something. Anyway, so we had a Melmetal lead, or mirror match, and we decide to go ahead and absorb whatever they throw at us and hold the energy on our Melmetal. I don't like those mirror matches, really. I don't like the mind games of who's gonna throw the Rock Slide or the superpower, when are you gonna have to shield or this, so I just make the switch. Just absorb the damage and hold all the energy. So they switch into their Alolan Muck. This is good. They hit us with a Acid Spray. Good thing we did not shield that up. So at this point, they have completely revealed what they have. I highly doubt they're going to be going double poison moves, so we can expect that. Dark Pulse, even though it still took us out, I was a little surprised for that. So we're just going to go back in here with the Melmetal, and they shield up, and they're going in with the Swampert. This is perfect. So we're going to be going in with our Togekiss here. And obviously they can't go for Earthquake. If they had Sludge Wave, that's certainly going to hurt our Togekiss, but not too many people run that in the Ultra League. If you do, well, cool. I understand. I like to run that from time to time too for those Togekiss as well, or potential grass types, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so we're just going to continue on with the Ancient Power, actually able to take them out with very low health, which is good, so they can't farm us. In comes the Muck, and we're going with the Melmetal here. Decide to let this go through because I know that Melmetal in the back has power, right? I know it has energy, and there it is. So we're going to shield this up. It's a superpower that would have definitely hurt us, or even maybe taken us out with that lower defense. So we're able to get our superpower through. We're going to be going for another one. I don't know if I should have went for that, but we're able to get to another one, so that's good. I guess it all worked out. I was thinking maybe I should have went for a Rock Slide to not so much lower my attack and defense again, but hey, it still worked and perfect. On to the next battle. We're met with a Blaziken. No, thank you, and no. Again, so we're switching into Poliwrath, and don't really like this situation. They could have a flying type charge move, but they were gaining energy, and they let it go through as well. So that's all they really need, though, is that Blaziken with just a little bit of health and a bunch of energy ready to go for the end. So a really nice pull away there. And they go in with the Giratina, and obviously we're going to be going with the Ice Punches here, and keeping in the back of our mind that the Blaziken has a bunch of energy that can potentially spam us with Blaze Kick and Blast Burn, as well as a potential flying type move, but we don't really need to worry about that at this point since the Poliwrath is down. So we're going to be going in here with the Togekiss to gain energy. We're going to be letting this go through. Do we still have 2 shields? We do. Both of us still have 2 shields. So they're making a switch, and now watch this crucial mistake, and I was kicking myself so hard after this. We get the boost. We shield this up. Okay. Dark Pulse, so they shield baited us. Great. So the charms are eating away. We're doing great. Now, the only reason I can think of why I let this happen, I didn't shield it up. You would think you would shield something that got the boost, was the fact that they had a loaded Blaziken in the back. And even if they just went in immediately, they would have been able to just hit us with the charge moves, potentially back to back. But I still had a shield, so I don't know what I was fearing there. They had a Giratina and a Blaziken in the back, and I had a Togekiss with boosted charm, and I didn't shield it up. Wow, that was a big mistake, and it's good that I lost this because I need to learn from mistakes like that. So next time we'll shield our Togekiss. Lesson learned. Anyways, moving it into the next one, Swampert lead, not good. Going with that Poliwrath, and they're going with the Snorlax. Let's go. So we're just going to go straight for the heavy hitting move here, regardless of shield baiting or not. Hitting that great. Oh, right. I need to really work on my fighting type animation. I don't know what it is. I used to be able to hit it all the time. Now I just hitting greats. Like, wow, why? Anyways, we hit it again, and that one gets through. So a lot of damage there. Letting this go through, expecting that body slam. Not going to really be doing much. Getting a little bit more energy, potentially a shield, and we're just going to go for Ice Punch to see if we can pull it. They let it go through, but we have another one ready to go, so we're just going to go for that, obviously, before they hit us, so we can gain the lead here. We still have 2 shields. They're down a shield. They take us out immediately, and we're in a great position. Both Togekiss and Melmetal can handle this, so I decided to go with the Melmetal at this point because of what they do have in the back. And this is still comfortable for us, right? I just didn't want my Melmetal being matched up with the Swampert like that. So we're going to shield this up and then switch into our Togekiss. And they should have a bunch of energy. Huh. Yeah, Swampert's so nasty, guys. Like, obviously, it's good. When I say nasty, I mean good. It's just so deadly with Mudshot and Hydro Cannon. It's so OP. Alright, anyways. But since it is, you know, extremely weak to grass, I think that kind of makes up for all of that a little bit. Anyways, we have no more shields left, and they're going to be able to take us out. We're going to be going here with Melmetal, and we're just going to go for that Rock Slide and take them out. This is a shieldless game at this point. So am I going to be able to pull the win here with the Melmetal? So we don't have that much health, but we're still going to be able to take this. How much energy? Oh, man, this... Oh, no, they had another one ready to go. We're not going to be able to win this one, folks. Unless by some... I was going to say by some miracle we get a critical hit, but there's no such thing as a critical hit in Pokemon Go. I think... What do you guys think about that? What if we were able to randomly get critical hits? That would be rage-inducing if you were winning, to be honest. And I think no. I think no thanks. All right? Once they fix the bugs, then they can start working on features, right? One of which being the switching. I yet again hit Rock Slide when I was trying to switch onto a Registeel, not very effective. That is so frustrating and rage-inducing. Anyways, we switch into our Poliwrath here, and this is okay. We're going to potentially bait a shield. Unfortunately, we don't get a shield, and now we're going to be getting hit with something that hurts, like a Focus Blast. Alright, I mean, at this point, it's a little obvious we're going for this now, so we're going to probably see a shield, and they let it go through, and we're able to gain a little bit more energy. They go into their Articuno. I'm liking this situation here. We're going to switch into our Melmetal and absorb this because it doesn't matter what they hit us with. It's not going to be very effective. And we're just going to go for that Rock Slide. They decide to shield it up and use their last shield here. Okay. And like I said, we don't need to waste a shield. We're perfectly fine and comfortable here. So maybe at this point, I should probably gain a little bit more energy. It doesn't matter if they hit us with another Icy Wind, but they switch into Cresselia. So this is very interesting. We're going to have to go with our Togekiss at this point and hope they do not have Aurora Beam. All right, so they have Confusion, which is going to take them a little while to get to their charge move. So I mean, that's a plus. So we're just going to go with this and pray we get the boost, but we don't get a boost. Like I said, there was only one boost and we already seen it, and I, screwed that one up. And they're going for Future Sight. It takes us out. I think I go with Poliwrath at this point. Or not? Okay. Yeah, Poliwrath would have ate the dust, to be honest with you, with that confusion. So they're bringing in the Melmetal. We're going with the lock-on here. And we didn't really have to tap it. And then we have enough to go for the Rock Slide to take out the Articuno. And we take the win. Melmetal is just so clutch because of Superpower and Rock Slide and Thundershock. Basically, every element of it, it just makes it so good, as well as its Steel type. So they're switching into Lucario because we had a good lead there with the Giratina. And we're switching into Togekiss. This is good for us. The Shadow Ball hurts, but Charm's still gonna be kicking it down real hard there. And we have energy, so I mean that's a plus. They're down a Pokemon. They're going with Charizard. Okay, so they have to shield. I mean, they have to. This is what, I don't know if it would KO Charizard from a Togekiss at that point, and maybe I think it would. Anyway, so we're gonna go Poliwrath. This is gonna be our last battle, folks, up against a clone Charizard. The thing looks so cool, like a tribal lizard dragon or something. All right, so the situation here is basically Ice Punch, and they're going to go Dragon Claw. If they hit me with Blast Burn, that's going to do more damage, but just a little bit of advice, you're probably going to want to go with Dragon Claws up against a Poliwrath. If they're shieldless and it was like a die-hard situation, you had enough for a Blast Burn and they were within the KO range and you needed to get there before they Ice Punched you, then circumstantial situations, yes, but otherwise, Dragon Claw. So they're switching back into Giratina. We're going to be going with the Ancient Power. All these rock moves are getting me confused. Rock Slide, right. And they're hitting us with the Ancient Power. There we go. There's that Ancient Power. And we're going to be hitting them back with the Rock Charge moves. It's like the Rock Off, guys. Rock and rolla. And no boost. Okay, so we're going to be going Rock Slide. Am I able to switch? Should I switch? I can't switch yet. Oh, I'm trying to. Oh, so frantically. Did you see that? And I hit the Ice Punch. That was so clutch. Thank you for watching, trainers. This is going to be the end of the video. And I hope you enjoy these longer videos in these times that we're going through. Make sure you subscribe. And I will be bringing you a lot more videos like this. Take care, trainers.